Chapter 10 surveys the most diverse set of institutions in California politics, local government. California's numerous local governments represent a rich diversity of governing styles and institutions, allow ample opportunities for citizen participation in politics, and provide a wide assortment of options for living in community. There is, however, a downside to this diversity. According to political scientists, the sheer numbers of local governments in California reduce political accountability and undermine the ability of local governments to manage problems, especially those that spill beyond their boundaries. The thousands of local governments in California can be grouped into 5 types: cities, counties, special districts, school districts, and regional governments, plus privatized versions of local government such as urban villages and homeowner associations. This chapter considers the idea of community and the functions of local governments in the communities. Such governments are limited in their capacity and even in their willingness to govern effectively. In recent years, all local governments have faced revenue volatility because of voter-enacted tax cuts, reduced aid from the state, and the ups and downs of California's economy. In general, cities are fiscally healthier than counties. All types represent diversity and fragmentation in California politics. With each type, we examine how local governments are established and how local officials exercise power. There are certain limits on community government, including Dillon's rule, which states that local governments derive their power from the state. County governments have remained fixed since 1907. As you can see, the makeup of county governments reflects the diversity of our state. You have the sprawling San Bernardino County and the densely populated Los Angeles County. Most counties are governed by general law, which follows state law related to the number and duties of elected officials. Some counties are governed by a charter, which replaces general laws regarding elections, powers, compensation, and duties. Counties are governed by a board of supervisors, which generally hires a chief administrative officer to oversee the day-to-day operations of the county. Other elected officials for counties can include the district attorney, sheriff, county clerk recorder, and superintendent of schools. One of the biggest pressures on county government is funding mandates from state and federal governments, as counties are the chief governments that deliver state programs such as welfare. More than 80% of Californians live in cities. Fresno is the state's 5th largest city, behind LA, San Diego, San Jose, and San Francisco, with more than 500,000 residents. Cities defy overgeneralization since many have economic segregation, which also is seen in Fresno. Fresno has been called the tale of two cities, with wealth situated north of Shaw, some say north of Herndon, and more challenging economic conditions south of Shaw or Herndon. Cities are run either through the mayor-council system or council-manager system. Fresno operates under the mayor-council system, where the mayor has budgetary and policy powers, while Clovis operates under the council-manager system, in which the mayor is a ceremonial post and council hires a city manager to oversee day-to-day operations. Most mayors in California have weak powers. Cities and counties generally have an uneasy relationship, with cities having more flexibility with boundaries and on what services to provide. There are a number of special districts that provide more than 50 different services, ranging from sanitation to recreation to cemeteries. Most provide only one service, such as water or fire protection. Special districts are either dependent or independent. Please take a moment to study the differences. They are sometimes considered the stealth governments of California. Their meetings are open to the public, but the public rarely attends, and challenges are rare in elections. School districts are run by board members that run on nonpartisan ballots. Like cities and counties, school district boards turn over the day-to-day operations to a professional, in this case a superintendent. School districts face a number of future challenges. Education policy is one of our most contentious issues, with ethnic, religious, and ideological groups all involved in a number of issues. Schools also must cope with a host of social phenomena such as divorce, drug abuse, and inattentive parents. Finally, there are two models of regional governments: coordination and regulation. Coordination involves drawing up long-term regional plans to address issues such as transportation, growth management, and air quality. However, they generally lack the legal authority to implement those plans. Regional government regulators, such as the San Joaquin Valley Air Pollution Control District in the Fresno area, have the power to write and enforce rules and regulations. Regional governments are at a crossroads. Some government officials and business leaders would like to strengthen or require regional approaches to regional problems, and there's pressure growing to empower grassroots groups. That's your video lecture for this chapter. Please use this lecture as well as your study guide to prepare for this week's quiz. Good luck.